I'm glad to be back at Python Web Conference. It's honestly my favorite conference in the first half of the year because it's where I meet my friends. It's where I learn new things. It's where I see Paul Everett every year complaining about web development, and he's been doing that for like 25 years or more. So let's start, and welcome to Plone 6. First thing, let's talk about what is Plone, because we could have someone in here that's first time learn about Plone. Plone is an open source CMS. We have more than 20 years of history. This is really good. And also at some point it's kind of, oh, why do you have some so old code, or the code is not PEP 8? Because most of our code base was written even before the PEP 8 came. So it's interesting to deal with a system that's live and running, but it's also full of legacy code. It's written mostly in Python, because we're going to talk a bit about that today. We have lots of JavaScript. Old folks will know we have configuration and some settings in XML. There was even a part of our history where the teaming was done with XS, LT. We've been places, right? It's Plone is developed and maintained by the Plone community. We are a truly open source project. It was created by Alan Runyan, Alexander Limi, and Vidar Andersen a long time ago. And they were not working together. They were not working on the same project. They met on IRC and they start building it. Like the first screen on the top, it's written Zope CMF, because that's the first user interface for Plone. That was at the time only a nice user interface on top of Zope, the long and most important application server for Python in the 90s and so on. We do have a worldwide really friendly community. Calvin is part of the community, Matt Hamilton, Paul Everett, and so on. And all of them have nice stories about this community and how we are welcoming to new people and how we try our best to reach every single part of the world. There are people in here that basically travel the world thanks to the community. And we have a legal framework that's brought by the Plone Foundation. That's a 501c3 nonprofit organization registered in the US. So everything we do is protected by the Plone Foundation. What is important? 20 years old, we've been here since a long time, but Plone is still here. Plone is powered by Python 3. I'm going to go back on this in a few minutes. But one of the most important things about Plone is the fact that we have a proven security record. We had no 0 days ever. And our solution is used by really huge and targeted sites like the Brazilian government, over time, FBI, CIA, and I believe some high-profile intranets were using Plone, and even so secure. We always had a really good focus with on accessibility and usability. Actually, that's why I came to the Plone world, because when I founded my company back in 2004, the company was only focusing on usability. We were consulting on usability for big clients here in Brazil, and we were looking for a solution to offer them. And Plone was the only solution at the time that provided us with the right tools. Also, Plone was built by international community. Alan Runyan is an American guy. Alexander Limi, Norwegian. From the day zero, we were a multilingual solution. We are currently used by many governments, including projects in the EU that require many languages in the same portal. So we cover you if you need a solution like that. And also, we are a headless CMS. So for quite some time now, to be honest. So you can basically build your front end with whatever solution you like. In my previous lives, I worked at some startups in Germany, and in one of them we use Plone as the content management system, and we use a PHP application using Symfony as the front end for everything. So that's how flexible Plone is. You can build your entire solution and just plug Plone into it. Over time, many Plone sites, many languages, many sizes, many usages. I honestly like the fact that Plone works well out of the box with Japanese sites like we have in here, Osaka University. I've been part of the golf.pr project in Brazil for more than 10 years, and I'm proud of everything we've done, to the point that right now we have a packaging of Plone called Portal Padrão that's basically downloaded from GitHub and installed by universities and other government-owned companies. They start using Plone on their own, and that's it. They do not need to hire a consultant just to set up their site. But what about Plone 6? First things first, Plone 6 is a really impressive release of Plone. We started doing small adjustments, and personally, one of the things I like as a tech guy, as someone that did DevOps for quite a long time, is that first thing is Python 2 is gone. Thank you, Python 2. We love you, but from Plone 6 forward, we are supporting only the latest versions of Python. Right now, we support Python 3.7, 3.8, and 3.9. And we are working already on 3.10 and 3.11. So we keep moving forward with supporting new versions of Python. Second thing is dexterity all the way. It's a little bit technical if you are not part of the Plone family, but we had, a long time ago, we had a way to develop new content types, new classes of objects, right? And then we moved back in 2003 or 4 to archetypes. It was huge, amazing. And 10 years ago or so, or even more, we came up with dexterity. That's a way better solution, lighter solution. And we are finally deprecating archetypes. Archetypes is not supported anymore. We have some add-ons for Plone that are really important for everyone, like Plone Form Gen, but we already have replacements for that, like Collective Easy Form. Also, if you still have your archetypes, the migration from archetypes to dexterity is well documented. It's easy to do. It's not like a rocket science. So no big problem there. And also, for people that worked with Plone for quite a long time, now the Plone site root, the object that holds the Plone site, is also dexterity content. So you can write behaviors and put on top of that. So you can manage the Plone site root as a content type. Also, again, DevOps, simplify installation. It's Docker, or actually containers all the way. We are providing as community base Docker images to be used by your project. So if you need to set up a dedicated database for Plone, you now have at the Plone/Zio, that's the base image. If you need to set up a Plone backend, a front end, mostly to show you how the new Plone is going to look, Plone front end. The idea is to provide also information about how to easily deploy Plone in many platforms. One important thing is most of our community is using now Postgres as a database for Plone. So we already have examples of how you can set up your infrastructure using Plone and RHEL storage connecting to Postgres. We are going to provide Ansible playbooks to automate your installation, at least the basics. Again, oh, I don't like Ansible, I like Salt, or I just use Terraform. It's a base, and the community always provides other solutions. And also, we are working on a brand new installer, but the first thing about this is it's way easier to install Plone now. For years, we had our unified installer. That was a solution to install Plone that would mask the fact we used something called build out. Build out, also amazing, helped us for a long time when tooling to build stuff was not as easy as it is today. I remember building entire solutions with build out, setting up Varnish, Apache, new versions of Apache, or even before Varnish, Squid proxy. Do you remember Squid? Oh my God, it was crazy old days. But now we are moving to pip install. And how hard it is. You create a new virtual environment, you say install Plone. There's a trick, you need to pass a constraint with the versions that Plone works. It's like this. And then you create a ZOP instance with make WSGI instance -d. You answer some questions, enter, and then you simply start running Plone, okay? Besides that, how hard it is to run a Plone with Docker run. And in here, of course, there are many possible variables and setups. So I suggest you go to hub.docker.com/r/plone/plone backend. You have all the configuration options, including, oh, I just want to use that to test an add-on. How do I do it? I want to create a site every time I start the image. How do I do it? So that's the trick. This image is not the recommended way yet because we're still polishing it, but it's going to be the recommended way for you to try Plone as soon as the new Plone 6 version is released. Also, we are providing backend images for Plone 5.2, so you can go there and run 5.6, 5.7 at any time. But Plone 6 is mostly about user experience, right? We've been working for 5 or 6 years now on a new way of thinking content management. As a community, we decided to review how we work. But like all new things, we know it's going to be a shock for everyone. So we are shipping Plone 6 with 2 different front-end options. One is the classic front-end that looks exactly like Plone 5.2. It has this theme we call Barceloneta that was created by Victor Fernandez de Alba. He's from Barcelona, of course. And it's like the classic way of dealing with Plone. And we have the new shiny default way that we nickname Volto. Okay, so you're going to see Volto appearing everywhere. Volto is basically the code name for the new UI we have for Plone. And what's new? First thing, let's talk about classic. We are using Bootstrap 5. Bootstrap 5, it's a long-term support release of Bootstrap. It's going to be supported by at least 5 years. Our team here written every single page template, every single template we had in Plone to be compatible with Bootstrap 5. Also, we decided to make things easier and to fix existing parts of Plone. So we have modernized views and forms. We are using SAS instead of less. Less was the preferred way of the Plone community for a long time. We are moving to SAS. Also, we have a modernized ES6 version of JavaScript. This is something that people that are not familiar with older systems, they are kind of, why do you use, for instance, require.js? Because when we started, the whole Plone 5 movement back in 2013, 12, that was the thing. And in the meantime, a bunch of things happening. Angular, AngularJS, Angular 2, Angular 6, Angular 25, and now React and Vue and HTMLX and many different things happen in the JavaScript world. So when you have a stable solution that's used by people everywhere, you cannot simply start breaking stuff. So it took us a while, but now we have a decent ES6 JavaScript story. Also, we are planning to release the theme as a package on NPM, so you can use this and improve, create your own themes based on Barceloneta. And one important thing is way faster than Plone 5. As life goes, I will try to do a live demo here. So first things first, this is the look and feel of the new Plone 6. I will log in to give you an idea here. So the toolbar keeps being exactly as it was, but everything was rewritten, right? So you want to edit, you come in here, you have a new version of TinyMC. So the forms were completely rewritten, even though they look the same, they are not exactly the same. You have control of everything in here. Also, if you go to the site setup, you're going to see the user interface. It's slightly different now. We have SVG icons for everything. They are way better looking, but from time to time, you still see something like the Plone app caching icon. That's the old one. Yeah, we need to fix that. You can see I'm running Plone 6A alpha tray in here, but everything is shiny and new and it's fast. It's really, really, really fast. And I would like to point that we're going to have a sprint focusing on finishing this UI, finishing classic UI, happening from May 14 to May 19. And you go to plone.org. I'm not trying to say Buschen, Walds, blah, 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 because even though I lived in Germany for a while, my German is not that good. So if you want to join, go there. I was promised free wine if I join the sprint. I'm probably going there. But let's talk about the new stuff, right? The new user experience, the full user experience of Plone 6. Again, nickname Volto. It's a modern UX for all new Plone sites. We recommend you start your new Plone projects using this. It's a new design. It's on top of a new design system called Pastanaga. We are already working on a new version of this that's probably going to ship with next Plone version. That's an evolution that's going to be called Quanta. It gives us flexible layout options with blocks. I'm going to show you that, and it's written in JavaScript. It's written in React, so you have access to everything React provides you. So you want to change the way we deal with dates, you can use any React library bundle and you go with that. And it's important. It basically leverages everything we have of a headless CMS. We have this Plone REST API. It uses it. So it's shiny, it's new, it's amazing. It uses React, it uses JavaScript, it's headless. But let's be honest, we are Plone. We are not only about, oh, cool tech stuff. We are about user experience. We are about how people handle content. And the first thing is we are trying to simplify the user interface. We are trying to give the editors, the content manager, focus. So instead of having that huge toolbar with many, many options where people would basically say, okay, where do I click? With the new UX, we try to focus on what's important. So you have in here something in blue on the top bar, on the bar, the toolbar on the left. You have there something in blue that shows you this is the main action, and it looks like okay, and I can write something so to edit, and then I have the folder to see what's inside this content. And then if I want to add something else, there's a plus in there. And then if I want to access all the other amazing features of Plone, you basically click on the three dots in here, and then you have access to it. But also, for instance, image is something that's really hard to manage because every single site will have a different set of rules and so on and so forth. And in Plone, we already provide many image sizes for you. But in the new UX, we decided to simplify how you set up the whole your new image. We have alignment where you say, okay, it's aligned left, right, it's blocked in center, or it's going to stretch through the whole interface. And what's the size? Small, medium, large. We do that because we tested with users. Even though the old way, the classic way, it gives you way more power, most of the users basically go in one or two options. So we added a bunch of options to a user interface that would make the editors more confused, right? And also take a look again on the toolbar. You're going to see you have two options in here. You save and you cancel. It's there. Also, another thing, we have this the formatting editor. You select something and then you can format. It makes your life way easier. It's easier to explain. And if you do not like these options in here, you want to add something else. Oh, I want to have a button in here that includes Twitter. It's easy to extend. The folks at EEA, the European Environmental Agency, they are providing a bunch of add-ons in here to add footnotes, to plug like a small widget that pings a web server to get you some data and so on and so forth. But what's more important here is it's completely based around blocks. We allow you to implement to design your page in a similar way to what Medium started doing a few years back, and that's the whole idea. You allow editors to simply go and start typing stuff and working with content without having to think, oh, I need to put in here the title, here the description, and so on and so forth. But if you want to edit something else, you always have access to the whole power of Plone. But let's go there and let's show you how this works. Okay, so I have, this is a new Plone site, right? And I'm really sorry that's appearing here. I have no idea how to hide this. So let me do this. And here I am. So we have blocks. We have a grid system. We have the ability to add videos. We have many ways of dealing with text. But let's go and try this out. Log in. Here I am. I'm logged in into the site. And as you can see, toolbar here. My first time, I have no idea what's going to happen. So let's try to edit. First thing, I'm here in the documents, and you can see I have document metadata. I can set some tags like, oh, this high performance computing or Plone. I can set publishing date, expiration date, who created the content, information about the rights to this, where did it come from, and so on and so forth. But I can simply, welcome to Plone 6, title, web conference. And then imagine that I want to add an image here. Let's say I want to add an image. I'm going to upload. I'm going to get from images. I'm going to get this one. Let's see if it goes. Okay, it's here, but I want it bigger, or no, I just want to left, small, and I want to make this link to something else. And okay, then I come here, save. I have a new link. Also, for blocks, in here I have this accordion block, and then can click, can add a new accordion block. I can basically change the order of stuff, save, and that's it. And I want to show you something that's really, really cool. For years, actually, first thing, videos. We have videos in here. So this is a video from Plone. We are using a different preview image pointing to YouTube in here. Can make it bigger, smaller, like this. So this is how hard it is to add a video on your pages. But one important thing is, for years, one of the most, or if not the most important add-on for Plone was called EA Faceted Navigation, right? It allowed you to create a really impressive user experience when you're dealing with search. And now we have that in Plone 6 by default. So for instance, I want to filter only astrophysics, or I want to get only content tagged with Plone, or molecular, or high performance, or I want to search only for images, and I want to edit this. And for instance, I want to say, what about an image gallery? So now I want to search only for image and only for astrophysics, or something that has both. Oh, just one for high performance computing. And then, right? And this is by default on Plone. You install the new front end, you install the default front end, you can basically change the way you deal with complete areas of your site, right? And also we have grids. This is actually not yet on the out of the box. It's an add-on, but it's going to be merged. So you can basically add as many items as you want. I want to add a new block. I want to add, for instance, an image. I want to navigate in here, but I want to get PWC. That's it. And let's see what else. Welcome to Plone text. And, but yeah, I don't like this one. I want to add a new block in here that's going to be a teaser block. A teaser block behaves a little bit different. So I can select a content like search, and can even add a head title, but important, it's missing the new search of Plone 6. And I want to change, add a different image, and now I'm adding this one. And that's it. Save. Of course, I don't like the order. Can do this. I don't like the order. I can do that. I can decide how every block is going to behave. Right? And here we go. So in here, also text styles, you can even write using Markdown. Let me see in here. Hello, Python. Can add stuff in here. Can add, for instance, even a complete snippet. I can add image grid and so on, table of contents, map if I want. So let's, oh, I don't have a embed code here, but that's the point. Also, I forgot to tell you, undo in here, I just added this, or can simply undo stuff, save. I have my new cool thing, okay? Also, we have a revamped site setup. So everything is written from scratch in here. We have a list of all the add-ons I installed in here. For instance, Voto Slate is going to be added to the next version of Voto, the front end. It's Voto 16. We are already working on that. And then you have a bunch of other add-ons. It's quite easy to add stuff in here. So I highly recommend you give it a try. But then, how do you do it, right? Plone 6 and React in 3 easy steps. First, start a backend. Docker run -d -p 8080 Plone backend, blah, blah. You create a new front-end project with Yeoman. So you probably have Yeoman if you work with Node and JavaScript. Plone Voto. You're going to answer a bunch of questions. After that, just yarn start and you go. But also, I want to test the Plone frontend as it's being developed. You can also go to hubdocker.com/r/plone/plone-frontend, and you're going to have links for many examples, starting Plone and the Plone frontend, the Plone backend, and Nginx server with Postgres backend, and so on and so forth. You have all these examples there, all the possible variables you can use, okay? But important thing, Plone 6 is here already. Even though Plone 6 is not officially released, you're seeing us pointing to alpha versions. The companies in the community working with Plone, we are developing and deploying Plone 6 sites for almost a year now. So you have the guys or good friends from Romania, from the European Environmental Agency. They have few dozen sites with Plone 6 and Voto. This is one of them. This is even open source, so you can basically get this layout and implement yourself. It's on Collective. No, actually, you go to Collective, also on Voto, and from there you get the link. The Osaka University in Japan. This is a multilingual site in Japanese and in English. It was developed by CMS.com from our good friend Manabo. It's live already for a few months as well, so take a look at the site. It's an interesting approach to layout. Even a few weeks ago, Kim Nguyen and me were talking about how the Japanese web design is different from what we do in here. And it's interesting. And also, Red Turtle has been developing dozens of sites using the new front end. This is one of them, the Provincia di Pisa. And it's interesting because they developed their packaging of Plone called Yo Comune. So they have like a factory of sites, a factory of new Plone sites, similar to what we had in Brazil with the Portal Padrão and Portal Modelo, different story. We have that for government sites in Italy, thanks to Red Turtle. And this is my first personal Plone 6 project with the Association of Recyclers here in Brazil, called mncr.org.br. They're leveraging Plone. Actually, this is a small NGO, and there's just one guy that produces all the content, pushes to Facebook, pushes to Instagram, Twitter, and ads in here. And it's amazing because we developed this site, we gave it to them, and all of a sudden he found out about the new search block and started working with that and being happy with this. And it's impressive what you can do with this new approach. If you want to know more, first thing is we have docs already on 6.devdocs.plone.org. This documentation is being worked on as we speak, so you're going to see huge empty spaces yet, but everything related to the front end is updated. So you go there, click on front end, you have everything you need to know how to start a new project with the shiny new Plone 6 front end. Also, you have trainings. The community provides free trainings. So you go to training.plone.org and you can do it at your own pace. We have demos like 6.demo.plone.org is not the most up-to-date version. We are going to fix that on a sprint we are doing this week. Also, please join us in the forum. I want to know more about this, community.plone.org. You can see everything we are developing on github.com/Plone. Follow us on Twitter @Plone. Discord is where we have most of our technical communication these days. Also, if you're watching this and you are a student, Google Summer of Code is open. We are looking for applicants. Just join Discord and talk to us there, or go to community.plone.org and see the many projects we have. And one last thing, I would like to invite you all for World Plone Day that's going to happen on April 27th. Everywhere on Earth, we are going to have online events with streaming all the time, but also local events. We have some cities confirmed: Bucharest, Brasilia in Brazil, Namur in Belgium, Ferrara in Italy, New Delhi in India. So go to World Plone Day in plone.org/events/World Plone Day and take a look at the nearest event, and follow us on Twitter. It's where we are going to publish everything. Thank you for your time. I'm going to be available for questions for those who are watching this live. And you can follow us on GitHub, YouTube, Twitter, Twitch, and all the cool places. Thanks for your time.